What's good, Eagles fans? This is your boy, Tone DeShields II, and y'all are tuned into y'all dose of Chalk It Up, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. So I'm going to spend some time to talk about the Jalen Hurts interview that happened on CBS Sports HQ. I believe he was down at the Super Bowl, or I'm reading the article. I didn't actually see the video, but I've been reading the article in regards to things he said regarding the quarterback competition that was revealed by Nick Sirianni. Even though Nick Sirianni didn't blatantly say that, but he made it clear that every position is competing, and the quarterback position is not exempt. So Jalen Hurts was pretty much asked, how do you feel about Nick Sirianni's words regarding the quarterback competition? How confident are you? He pretty much was asked about his thoughts. And his response was pretty clean cut. I actually like Jalen Hurts' response. His words were, that's a great question. I'm putting the work in on my end. I'm trying to put in relationships with my guys. I'm just trying to take the next step. Regardless of what's what, I'm challenging myself to be the best quarterback I can be. Learn from my mistakes. As a team, learn from my mistakes last year. Those 4 games, I got the opportunity to get my feet wet and take off next year. He also put simply just leveling up on every part of my game, building relationships with the coaches we have, seeing it how they see it. That's always pivotal. Creating an identity and how they want to go about it. That's a big point for me, and that will help me as well as a player. So Jalen Hurts already has his mind on the prize. He already has his eyes on the prize. He knows exactly what he wants. He knows exactly what he's capable of. He goes on to say, it's always been a business in college and in the pros, and I've always understood that. One thing I've always have done, I've always tried to keep the right mentality. The main thing I can control is my work ethic, my effort, where my head's at, the relationships I've had with those around me, building them as a man and building them as a player. I've always been rooted in my faith. The dude is supremely confident in his ability. Supremely confident. He has zero doubt, that he can win this job. And I like that. I like the mentality. I like the energy. I like the language he's using. He's also being very respectful and also handling it business-like. He's not throwing anybody under the bus. He's focusing on what he can control and focusing on himself. And I love that. But let's be totally honest. Neither Carson Wentz or Jalen Hurts are really strangers to quarterback competition in their history. We all know Carson Wentz's history with Nick Foles, but even beyond that, let's go further back to their college days. Carson Wentz spent his time at North Dakota State. His freshman year in 2011, he was redshirted. His second year as a redshirt freshman in 2012, he was the backup quarterback. And then his third year as a redshirt sophomore, he was the backup quarterback in 2013. And then he finally became the starter in 2014 as a redshirt junior. And then he continued to be the starter in 2015 as a redshirt senior. So he was a fifth-year senior. He was the starter in 2015, and he had to grind to get to that starting position. Carson Wentz, like I said, he isn't stranger to quarterback competition himself. And the same goes for Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts' story is just as entertaining when it comes to the college days. Jalen Hurts spent his time at Alabama in 2016 and 2018, but as a true freshman in 2016, he started out as the backup and then eventually beat out the guy to become the starter after one game. And then in 2017, he was the starter and then got benched in the national chip game for Tua. And then in 2018, he came in as the backup and then relieved Tua when he got injured in the SEC chip game to beat Georgia in the comeback victory. And then he got benched again after that. And then eventually he just transferred in 2019 to Oklahoma as a true senior, and he was a starter, and he had career numbers all across the board. So both of these quarterbacks have been through adversity. A lot of people like to paint the picture that Carson Wentz hasn't really faced any real adversity during his time at North Dakota State. Sure, it's levels to it, but the bottom line is he wasn't just handed the keys to that program. He had to earn it. And I did my little research, and there were plenty of quarterbacks, true freshmen, redshirt freshmen behind him when he was a sophomore. There were so many quarterbacks. I think they had about 4 quarterbacks every season on that roster that could potentially take over. So Carson Wentz constantly had to prove that he was the guy every single year for the most part. Same thing with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts always had to prove he was the guy. He never really had any kind of security in college until he got to Oklahoma. Oklahoma was completely his best college years. But the bottom line is, like I said, neither of these quarterbacks are strangers to competition. And that's what this new Eagles organization is going to be looking like, courtesy of Nick Sirianni. Competition is going to breed success. And honestly, if both these guys are competing, at the end of the day, Eagles fans, we only can win. See, we had to stop soul tying ourselves to these guys. At the end of the day, it's about the logo. It's about the Philadelphia Eagles organization. It's about us as a city earning a Super Bowl with the guys. We can't marry ourselves to some of these players because at the end of the day, it's a business. And sometimes you win some and sometimes you lose some. But you live. You live to fight another day. Shout out to my man, John Witherspoon. You have to understand that as an organization, as a city, we have to focus on what we can control. We have to support this logo. And we got to support whoever is leading our organization. We can't get caught up in the media, rah-rah. We can't get caught up in the media back and forth trying to pit these two guys against each other, because let's be honest, that question from CBS Sports HQ, it was complicated, and they knew it, but Jalen Hurts handled it like a gentleman, and I respect that man wholeheartedly. And honestly, I feel like either way, we really can't lose. I believe Carson Wentz just had a bad season last year, and I also believe that Jalen Hurts has so much to offer to the NFL. I want both of these guys to be successful. And if either of them become the main guy for us, I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm a Carson guy and I'm a Jalen guy. I like both of the guys. See, there's this notion that you can't support both quarterbacks, but you can. You can. You can like two guys. It's all good. So don't be out here beefing with each other, Eagles fans. It's not thorough. It's not a good look. At the end of the day, we for the logo. If you like Carson Wentz, cool. If you like Jalen Hurts, cool. Both those guys have things to hang their hats on. It is what it is. Jalen Hurts obviously is the more dynamic guy at this point in time. And Carson Wentz has to prove that he still has it. And this is going to be a very, very entertaining offseason, you guys. And I'm extremely excited about everything. Competition breeds success. And competition leaves blood on the battlefield, baby. And that's all I have for you guys today. I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II. And y'all was tuned into y'all dose of Chalk It Up. Where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. Also, you guys, make sure you cop up on your Chalk It Up merch. Like I always tell you guys, I lowered the prices, and I wanted to make sure everybody had a fair shot at getting it. And there's many different colorways, many different items, hoodies, shirts, face masks, neck gaiters, phone cases for iPhones and Samsungs. Whatever you want, I pretty much damn near got it. But like I said, y'all was tuned into y'all dose of Chalk It Up, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. One love. And fly Eagles fly.